Hello, friends. Oh my gosh. I am going back to the Iowa State Fair, and I thought I would do a little bit of makeup. It's not going to be like super hot, so I might not do like I'm trying to grab something, sorry. I'm not going to do a lot of heavy makeup or anything like a full face, but I do want to do a little of something. So I was trying to find a color. Maybe I will stick to just what I have. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can do this fairly fast, but if you're hopping on, say hey. Let me know, are you a typical goer of state fairs? I assume most states have state fairs. I know I'm originally from Minnesota, and the Minnesota State Fair has not started yet, but they will be. I'm just pulling everything out of my travel bag. I had just got back from the weekend, and I had not unpacked any of my makeup yet. So I'm gonna pull this stuff out while we go. So I always start out with combing out my brows and my eyelashes. I have found, I started doing my eyelashes, like combing them out. I don't know. I feel like I've been doing it for a lot of months now, but I find that my mascara just goes on so much better, because just if there's any residue from previous times wearing mascara that didn't maybe get cleaned out, or if if they're tangled up a little bit, I find that it's better, and then I can curl them right away too, and just get them started to go up on the nice curling. Get that nice curling look. So I always do that first. So today I'm actually going to start out with my tinted moisturizer. This is a BB cream with SPF 30. And I've tried it with a brush, and I tried it with my hands, and I prefer putting my hands on, or using my hands to put it on. I just get better coverage with it. So I'm going to start with like that much and see how it goes. So maybe I will at least tap it a little bit in some areas. But since we'll be outside, I want to just start with a base coat of some SPF. And then also this, because it's tinted, it also acts as my color corrector, so I won't go in with any color correcting highlights beforehand. So it's kind of dual purpose. The SPF obviously is important since I'll be outside. But I just find that I get better coverage when I do my fingers. I think a lot of it ends up, if I use a brush, I feel like a lot of it ends up just in my brush. Like this is the brush I used last time, and like all of that ended up going in my brush. So I didn't like that. Got a piece of hair. There we go. So you could just use a regular SPF beforehand. You don't have to have tinted, but I like this because it's also doing that color correcting. I can't find, there's a piece of hair. There it is. There we go. So you can see how it already tamed down some of my redness. The only thing I don't like with applying my fingers with this SPF is that the more I touch my face and rub it, my redness comes back. So, but you can see like there's a little bit coming off on my fingers, but I just don't feel like I waste as much. I feel like putting on with my brush, it wastes too much product. And I'm all about saving my products and not wasting money or any of that stuff. So, okay. So that's what I'm gonna start with first. Then I have been loving my lip oil. I'm gonna put this on first because it hydrates. It's not sticky like a glass, but I love that extra shine. And then I'll put a color over it in a little bit. So I've already been to the state fair. If you guys saw, I went to a concert. And so I did go a little bit earlier with my friend to just enjoy some of the fair, but I was planning to go back again anyway. So I was like, whatever you want to do. So we did a few things, but I just going to go in and even do contour today. But my connection lost. Okay. I had asked the kids if anyone wanted to go. So like in my family growing up, we went to the Minnesota State Fair every single year. And I always tell people that because like it's so normal for us to always go. I didn't think anything of it. But the one big reason we went is because my parents met there. And so for them, that was like, you know, a nostalgic thing coming back there. And so I grew up going and looked forward to it every single year over like Labor Day weekend before I headed back to school. And I still looked forward to it even in like college, but I had started dating my, well, boyfriend, but my husband now, and he did not grow up going to the state fair all the time and just didn't understand it. And I'm like, I don't know how to explain it. I just absolutely love going to the state fair. And I feel like it's changed a little bit since we moved down here, and maybe it's not as nostalgic anymore. I mean, it is nostalgic going to the state fair, but I don't know if like my husband has influenced me a little bit that like maybe it's not as like cool as I don't know. So we haven't gone as often. I'm going to go in with just a little bit of my main highlight shade just to cover up a little extra redness. Just give me a little bit of extra coverage, but I barely need any. Like I said, I really want to go light. So I'm just going to do a little bit. But there were certain things I really loved about the Minnesota State Fair. And I think when I came down here, I think that this is why it's changed, is because the Iowa State Fair is not the same. It's not what I grew up with. I still think the Minnesota one is better, personally. But it's just not the same. I'm always comparing it. So, but I have gone, I think just going for that short little time this year before the concert, I realized that I really wanted to go back. I wanted to try some new fair foods. That's one of my big things. Also, one reason why I often avoid the fair, because I like to eat too much of the yummy food. But this year I'm like, there were some things that were tempting that I wanted to try. So that was one thing. And I love looking at the animals and the different art exhibits. And yeah, I just want to go check it out again. So I asked my kids if any of them wanted to go. And my youngest wants to go. So I think we're just going to make it like a little son and mother outing. And he likes going on rides. I probably won't do a lot of rides, but I told him that they do have a really big slide. And as a kid, I absolutely loved the slide, you guys. I loved it. And now like my heights have just like taken, my fear of heights, I should say, has taken that away from me, and I haven't been going. But I'm thinking if I can get the courage to do it, I might join him and actually go down the slide. We'll see. Can I do it? I don't know. I hope so. I'm also going to put, I already put black cherry on my cheeks. And so I'm just going to do a little bit on my lips. I'm sticking with the purple vibe because I have purple in my shadow. There we go. Just really light. I can amp it up a little more. Should we amp it up a little more? But you see how it's even glossier because of that lip oil. So a lot of people put their lip oil over their color, like their lips color. I don't like getting like this wand, different colors. I want to keep it nice and clear. I don't know. It feels like contaminating. I don't know. So I always do my lip oil first, and it seems to work really well. So let's do a quick, just a little eye, just something quick. What color is this one? I'm going to do something purpley. Oh, that one's brown. I was way off there. I'm going to use Venus for sure. Maybe I'll do, gray might be a little dark. I don't know if I really want dark. So Eternal would look really good, but I don't know if I really want that much darkness. Maybe I'll go in lightly. That's what we'll do. Okay. So I really want this Venus. It's like a purple shimmery color. Hi, Nancy. How are you? Are you a state fair goer? So I'm going to go in with Venus, and I'm actually going to do my shimmer first because that's what I really want to be like the highlight of my eye. Or the showcase, maybe. Is that a better way of putting it? So this shirt is actually where I graduated college in Minnesota. It's a small private college. And so you know how when you go to state fairs, there's always like a lot of the big universities and colleges there. Well, I was like, you know what? I'm going to represent my college there today. Is that funny? I don't know why. Nobody else is going to think anything about it. But for me, I'm like, yes, representing. Okay, so I put my shimmer. Take that down. Okay, and then let me grab my, here we go. Do you guys want to hear something, what I really, really think is so much fun to do when we go to the barns? People always laugh at me. And I just introduced this to my friend when we went last week. I said we need to go to the sheep barn. Now, I did not grow up with sheep, nothing like that's not the reason. The reason is, and it's very hard to find sometimes, but I absolutely love, you guys, this is our shade of the month, Eternal. Such a good gray. We don't have a lot of grays. Like this is a good one to put in your palette. So it's hard to find a sheep that still has all their wool on, because a lot of them are being sheared because they're being shown. I assume most of them, that's how they're shown, is they shear them and all their fur is gone. But I always look around all the barns until I find one that still has their nice poofy wool. Do you call it wool when it's still on the, I don't know, do you call it that? Anyway, so it has its really thick, beautiful wool. And do you know what I do? I stick my finger in it, and like your finger goes like this far into the wool, and it's so soft. It's so gratifying. I was like, you guys, this is a very gratifying feeling. I promise you. Like, you have to try it. And my friend did. She tried it out. She probably thought I was a little crazy, but she did agree that it was super soft. And so that's one of my favorite things to do. And then there's also like a barn that has all of the, or a building that has all of the babies that are being born over the whole fair week. That's always fun to see. There, that worked out well. It didn't get too dark. So by starting out with Venus, that purpley shimmer, and then just going in with a little bit of a darker color, that brought it all together. That's like perfect. Now I'm going to go in with mascara. So that's what I really like for the barns. I really like, so when I was younger, I loved watching all of the infomercials. So like meaning, we're back. Okay. You know, like they're selling knives, or they're selling, these squeegees or a mop or who knows what, right? The mop was always my favorite because they would pour the Coca-Cola on the floor and then you'd watch it get soaked up. It was so fun. I could stand there for hours. Like I would usually start watching and then everyone in our group would keep going and then they'd be like, where's Heidi? And I was still watching. I loved that. There was a whole like, a whole building. Sorry, I can't talk and do this at the same time. And I loved that. So I do like finding booths where they're like doing demonstrations. I like just seeing new things, products that I haven't ever seen. I think that's fun. I think that's one reason why I have always enjoyed like supporting local small businesses, network marketing businesses, because it's just often it's like unique stuff, things that you can't find everywhere else. I just enjoy that. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully Logan does not get too bored with some of looking at some of that stuff, but I know he'll be excited to look at the animals. And then you guys, the food. So my favorite fair food, if it's good, is a good old corn dog. I just love it when it's freshly dipped. If you are in Minnesota ever, go to the state fair for one thing. But if you're at the state fair, you have to have, it's called a Pronto Pup. That's what the actual stand is for corn dogs, and it's called a Pronto Pup. They make them a little bit different. I'm gonna say there's like cornmeal. I'm not sure. Might have to fact check me. I don't know. They make them a little bit different, but they're my favorite. I love cheese curds. So a couple of things that I have seen that I want to try at the Iowa State Fair is a deep fried, it's like an apple egg roll, and then you dunk it in caramel sauce. Sounds good. And then you guys, I've seen a lot of people raving about this pickle pizza. Just this pickle on it with dill. I don't know, but everyone's like rating it 10 out of 10. Someone even said 11 out of 10. I'm like, okay, I got to try that. What else have I seen? There's a cheeseburger egg roll. Sounds interesting. Some people like it. Some people, meh. It's higher up there. Oh, I think I saw, you guys, I love cheese curds. These ones are like a dill pickle or a dill cheese curd. Sounds interesting. I don't know, whatever else I find, but I'll definitely be taking pictures. So stay tuned and you'll see what I all actually try at the fair. So last but not least, I am going to go in with my setting powder and just dab it everywhere where I get a little sweaty. It shouldn't be too bad today, but just in case, I want to keep everything set. So there we go. I'm ready for the fair. So again, if you watch this, say hi and let me know, are you a state fair goer, and which state fair if you're not in Iowa, and what your favorite foods are. What do you like to do at the fair? Tell me it all. I love the state fair. I think it's awesome. So anyway, talk to you all soon. Bye.